Hi everyone, this is Ashley, and I'm going to do a short video. So today I'm going to show you image search working in a few different e-commerce sites and in a number of different usage scenarios. My goal is to show you as much as possible how image search will work in the real world, where there are a number of variables that can impact a shopper's experience, from the quality of their photo to the space they're in, to what device they are using, whether your store actually carries the same or similar item, and what's in your catalog. Before we start, let's look at a quick overview of how image search works. So no matter what the shopping scenario is, SLI will upload images in your catalog to a private Google Cloud container and keep them up to date. Those are your product images. A shopper will load what we call a reference image. They'll load the image by selecting an image in the desktop or by taking a picture with their phone. We leverage the Google Cloud Vision API to compare the reference image with your product images, and then we return the most relevant results based on that visual comparison. When the results are returned, they run through the SLI learning engine, where we can add some useful functionality that enhances the image search experience. Let's get started with a live. So let's go ahead and start off with an apparel site. This is a site that sells dance apparel. So we'll start with a desktop computer and we'll start with a really good image. Let's take a look at our image. So the image we'll be using here is this one. So as you can see, it's a close-up picture. It's from a product catalog or a website. The dress is the sole focus. And this is really kind of a best case scenario for image search. The item is in the product catalog that we're searching against. The reference image is really great, and it's easy to pull out the key attributes. So here I am on the Weissman's website. I'll click the camera icon, and then let me find that same image to use. So this is me as a shopper uploading the image. So as you can see, that dress was the first and most relevant result. And so it's really easy for me to click through to the product page and I can see color variants, I can purchase the dress, etc. Now, this is a great first result. But let's go back and look at a slightly less perfect, but probably more common scenario. We'll go with a photo that's been taken with a mobile device at a trade show on a human model. Let me go ahead and open up the photo so you can see what it looks like, if I can find it. Let's see what I did with it. Okay, here we go. So you can see this is quite a busy photo. It's on a person, it's in a trade show booth. There's a lot of background noise. She's holding the hat that goes along with the costume in her hand rather than wearing it on her head. So this is definitely an image that has a lot of variability as to how it might work in image search. So let's give it a try. I'll go ahead and click. I'll find my image. Okay, and so we did get that exact item as our fourth result. So it's a pretty good result considering. And the other items that were returned in front of it are actually understandably returned. You can see that the color scheme is very similar. The style of the dress is very similar. The sequins are there. So what Vision Search is really good at doing is making visual comparisons between things. So looking for shapes and primary materials and colors. But nonetheless, we did get back that particular item as our fourth result. So that's pretty good. Let's do one more with this particular site. Now this is an image from social media. And what's interesting about this one is there are two different colors of the same dress, and we've got two models modeling it. So let's go take a look and see what happens there. It's a nice high quality image, but nonetheless, a sort of a difficult one to sift through from a visual perspective. Okay, so we did get that dress as our first result, and we can see that it's available in both pink and yellow. And if I really wanted that yellow version, I can actually use this embedded image search here. What we've done with this camera icon, which is an optional feature, is to let your shoppers search using this image as their reference image. So they can use an image from your product catalog as the reference image. This is a really great way to help people when they don't find exactly what they're looking for right off the bat, or maybe they see something that sparks their interest, or they see a product variant that they want to explore more, that they want to explore further using visual search. So they can find things like that, or find things that look like that reference item. Okay. So that's one of our sites. Now, keep in mind, none of these sites are live yet in production, but we've got some great proof of concepts and demos set up. Let's keep going with some more apparel searches. Now, this time we'll switch over to a women's apparel. In these examples, we'll explore a few new scenarios. So the first one is a case where there's an image on Instagram, which is a key use case for a lot of our customers. However, this image is an old image and it's no longer available at this store. So it's not currently on sale, it's not currently in season. Let's find our image. And now what you can see we've gotten back are a number of similar results. So we've got, with image search, we have managed to understand, or image search understands that this is a floral pattern, that it's a romper or a dress, that it's got the tie waist, gets the shape, gets the floral. But of course, this particular item is no longer available on the website. Nonetheless, I can find similar things. And if I like, here's a slightly different implementation of that view similar products. Maybe I like this dark black floral print instead. I'll click on view similar products and we're running a new image search looking for all of the things in this product catalog that match. You can see on the left-hand side on this site, we've implemented facets. These are also optional, and these facets are constructed from the 10 most relevant results. So what they will do is filter the result set. So for example, if I only want dresses and I don't want pants, I'll click here and I'll filter down to the 4 most relevant visual matches that are in the dresses category. Okay, so let's move on and look at a couple of other examples. Let's look at some mobile experiences. So of course, a key use case for image search is using a mobile device to look for something online that I see in the wild or that I see in a store. So I'm going to show you a couple of videos of me out in the wild using image search on my phone. So let's start with a picture or video of us in the store using our phones. So one of the use cases that's come up a number of times from our customers is helping people find things online when they're out of stock in a store. So here we are at an apparel store down the street from our office. And in this video, my colleague is trying on a jacket. Now, the jacket doesn't fit him quite right. The store doesn't have the right size. And so we're going to go online right there and take a picture of him wearing the jacket as our image search. So what this shows you is that you can use a live photo to power your image search. You can also use a photo that's been stored in your mobile library. I'll hit play. So here's the jacket on my colleague. Doesn't quite fit right. So we're taking a picture in the image search bar. The search is happening. And now we're getting back our results. And there we have it. This is the first result that came back from the image search on mobile. Let me go back and find a different example. This is a case where I've got a video, and in this case, I am trying to find a pair of shoes that I already own. Now, keep in mind, these shoes are not available on this website. So what you'll see here is me showing you my phone, and I'm going to show you my shoes. Here they are out in the wild on my floor. So as you can see, this is not going to be a professional image. It's a live image. Here are my shoes. I'm looking for them on this website or for something similar to them. So I have saved this image to my image library. So I'm running image search. I'm grabbing that photo from my library, and I found 10 results that are quite relevant. So I've gotten espadrilles with wedge heels, the color has matched well, and now I can move on and explore the shoes that are very similar to the one that I was looking for. Let me pop over and show this to you on the desktop. So here I am with image search. Hopefully I actually have a picture of that shoe. Yes, there it is. So here's my shoe. This is exactly what I was doing from my mobile device. And what you can see is that while I don't have the exact shoe because this store doesn't sell it, I've gotten a set of nice similar results. Now you can see some of the results are not as good as others. And as you can imagine, it can be really hard to detect from an image like this precisely what the object is. There's a lot of background noise. There are a few different patterns. The angle isn't very good, but I still got some pretty good matches. And in this case, let's imagine I didn't know that this shoe was called an espadrille. This is a use case that we've heard a lot for image search. How can I help my shoppers find things when they don't know what they're called? So they don't know what word to type into the box. Well, in this case, let's imagine I don't know what an espadrille is. I didn't know my shoe type, that style was called an espadrille. What we've done, and it's an optional feature, is to introduce related keywords into the search results. What this will do is help shoppers explore your catalog more broadly. So when I click espadrilles, I'm now searching the entire catalog for all of the espadrilles. And as you can see up here in the right-hand corner, this is actually just a traditional SLI keyword search at this point. We've moved away from image search and we're using keyword search from those related keywords. Here's one more example of using a mobile photo on a website. I'll demo this on the desktop, but this also worked really well live on my phone. Here's a boot, and again, not a great image. Nonetheless, we had a really good relevant match right off the bat. All right, let's take a departure and we will look for some items in a completely different industry. So let's go check out what happens when we do some image searching for appliances. Now, image search in the case of appliances is quite good at matching shapes, prominent logos, colors, types of products, maybe instrument panels. But of course, image search is not, because it's doing visual image comparison, it's not going to get deep into the weeds with things like specs or understanding whether a washer is larger or smaller or has a certain capacity. What it will understand typically is whether a washer is front load or top load. So let's just take a look at how some of this works. So, for example, here is an image of a washing machine. It's front loading, it's square, it has a black instrument panel on the top right, and we got back a nice set of relevant results. And from here, I could explore further, or I could limit, or I could go, search by brands, etc. Let's take a look at another example. Here's an open refrigerator. Now, this is an interesting picture because it's from this company's Instagram. It's a refrigerator, it's got double doors, it's full of stuff. I'm going to go ahead and use that. So, not a great starting image. We don't have a lot of images in the website that looked just like this one. But what the Vision Search API has done is recognize that, in fact, this is a refrigerator and it's a double door refrigerator. So we've gotten a number of relevant results for refrigerators that have two doors and the freezer section on the bottom half. We also got this outdoor bar fridge, not quite an exact match, not quite as relevant, but yet you can understand why this is being shown because it is actually visually one of the most similar images to the reference image that I started with. Now, I showed you earlier that desktop search with the front-loading washer. One of the things that we've done with appliances is actually go out and do some in-the-field testing and study as well. So let me go ahead and find a couple of videos to show you how this worked on mobile. So let's first take a look at that same washing machine image. Let me move this to the right screen. Okay. So here I am. This is exactly where I took that photo that I used earlier. But in this case, what we're going to do is I'm going to use image search on the floor of the store. So here I am taking a live photo and using that in the image search as my reference. And I got back a number of relevant results. Now, just as in the interest of full disclosure, I did get back the exact same washer, but in a different size. So, of course, as I said, we can't understand, or image search doesn't understand specifics of size or specifications of an item, but it did understand that it was a square item with a front load and an instrument panel in a particular place. Why don't we take a look at another video? And again, this is out in the wild, looking at appliances. And in this case, we're going to be looking for a coffee maker. And what Vision Search is really good at is finding things that match in color, material, shape, and category. So I'm going to take a picture of a red espresso maker. And again, I'm using my phone to do the live image search. And here I've got back a set of relevant results. That espresso maker was actually the first thing I got. So great relevance there, great results I could click through. I also got back a number of products that matched similar color, similar texture, similar shape, similar material. And so this could be really useful maybe if I was looking for appliances to match an appliance that I already owned. So let's go ahead and jump back into our demo. Now we'll move over and we'll take a look at what's going on, what happens when we search for home goods, homewares. This is a demo site that we've set up. It's got a lot of interesting items in the product catalog, so lots of fun things we can look for here. Let's take a look, in this case, for an image that has more than one item in it. See if I can figure out where that item is. I think I have it. There we go. Here's one that has a plate and a set of utensils. Now also keep in mind that this product does not exist in the catalog that I'm searching against. But I might be interested in looking for things like this at my favorite store. So that image had plates and utensils. So we've gotten a mixture of plates and utensils back. Now, let's imagine that what I'm really looking for is that metal plate or that metal charger. Here it is, or here's something like it. It's not the exact image, but it's something very similar. And now I'm going to use the View Similar Products button to rerun the search so that all I get back now are relevant results for that metal dinner plate or metal charger. Let's take a look at a few more home goods examples. Here's an example where we've embedded image search into a website. So imagine being able to use image search to let your shoppers find more things that look like something that they like in a gallery or a photo shoot or a catalog page. You can actually embed image search anywhere in your site. And if you send the reference image along with it through the SLI image search, we will return relevant results that look like the item your shopper is interested in. So let's take a look at this quick example. I'll search for lamps that look like this one. So by clicking on that image, an image search has been run, and I've gotten back the exact same image plus a number of similar looking lamps. Here's another example that I would love to show you for home goods. Let's imagine that I'm looking to replace a lamp that I already own. I'll go ahead and use image search. You might notice that we've put the icon in a different place. And this picture here is a picture of a lamp that I actually have at my house. So I took it with my phone. It's not a great image. The store that I'm searching in does not have this particular lamp. I didn't buy it there, but I'm going to go ahead and see if I can find something that is like it. And in fact, I did get nice, relevant results. So my lamp that I took a picture of is a floor lamp, and it's an arc lamp. Now, I actually didn't know it was called an arc lamp, but here I can see in those related keyword suggestions, arc lamp. So not only is this a pretty good result, but I can use this arc lamp function or this related keywords function and go do a search for more arc lamps at this store. Now let's take a look at one more example. This is a picture, again, of something from my house, and it's a chair. It's got an orange metal back and a wooden seat. It does not exist in this store's catalog. I didn't buy it from this store, but I think they might have some similar items. So let me go ahead and upload this one. Now, what's interesting about these search results is they aren't very good, but you can see why. You can see what visual search is doing. This wooden square item, this serving board, is actually quite similar visually to the seat of the chair. You know, in this case, Vision Search is having a bit of a difficult time figuring out what it's looking at. I've taken the picture at a weird angle. It's got multiple materials. It's got background noise, but Vision Search is really doing its best to give me that visual match. And this is the kind of thing that might happen in the real world, depending on your catalog and the image that the shopper starts with. Let's just do one final search. Let's take a look at a search for these apothecary jars. Now, again, this one's interesting because it has multiple items in the picture, but it's also a great photo. It comes directly from this store's catalog. So you can see that we did get back relevant results. We also got some results that weren't quite so relevant, but you can understand why Vision Search is returning those things. Now, in this case, what I was really interested in was this collection of glass canisters or apothecary jars. Again, I actually didn't know that these were called apothecary jars, so I can run that related keyword search and get a number of relevant items, or I could do a visual search again by viewing similar products. Or, in fact, a couple of screens ago, I did get the right result back very quickly, and I could have clicked through directly to that item and purchased it right then and there. So hopefully this gives you some insight into the way image search is performing across a wide variety of use cases and situations. It's one of those products that or sets of features that you can imagine lots and lots of different use cases for, and again, has a lot of variability to it, right? So we don't always know what the shopper is going to do. So we've decided to include some nice features like facets and related keyword search and embedded image search that can help people continue on their discovery journey. And in our testing, we have found that image search works quite well in most cases, but wanted to give you some insight into what happens when it does and doesn't work so well. Hope this has been helpful. Thank you very much.